So I went out today and purchased a subscription with PureVPN because for me to do an accurate comparison, then I really do need to go out and purchase a service, and then we can see how that compares with IPVanish. So in this video today, we're going to do a head-to-head IPVanish versus PureVPN. I think we're going to start with the obvious, which is going to be the speed test, because I think for lots of you just want to see what kind of speeds we can get with each VPN, how fast it is, and what kind of performance we get. But then we'll also dig a little bit deeper and talk about things like, for example, the number of maximum connections you can have, the number of servers each of these VPN providers gives you, a number of locations, and things like that. So let's jump right into it. So the first test we have is the speed test results. So as you guys know, my normal download speeds without any VPN is 70 meg down and about 20 meg up. Now in the results here, the bottom three are the results with PureVPN and the top three are the results with IPVanish. Now we can see in most cases I only lost about 10 meg or so, but we can see with the speed results with PureVPN, my first test results were 60 meg, then 63 meg, and then 55 meg, whereas with IPVanish it was 60 meg, 65 meg, and then 69. So the speeds are very similar, but I could say overall that IPVanish did win in all of my speed tests. Now in terms of feature sets, let's have a closer look at both these VPN providers. Now the first thing to mention is that IPVanish is based out of the United States, but PureVPN is based in Hong Kong. Now this may be an advantage or disadvantage depending on how you want to look at it, but I do think it's worth mentioning. Now in terms of number of servers, PureVPN will give you 750 servers, but IPVanish we can see gives you 1300 servers. Now what this means in real life is if you are trying to find a VPN server to connect to, the more servers that you have, the less chance you may have issues like, slow performance or bandwidth issues, because there's basically more servers for you to connect to. So PureVPN has 750, but we can see IPVanish has a lot more. Now, interesting enough, in the number of countries, we can see that PureVPN is available in more countries than IPVanish. So if you are looking to have more options in terms of where you connect from, we can see clearly here that PureVPN does have the advantage. Now, the simultaneous connections is definitely a big one for me. I mean, we do live in a connected world, so pretty much every device in your house does have an internet connection. And if you do have the ability to protect it, then why not? Now, we can see here that with PureVPN, when you do sign up, you can have up to 5 simultaneous connections. So maybe, 2 computers, a Fire Stick, another Android device, and maybe a cell phone. But we can see IPVanish gives you 10. Now, 10 for me is definitely a lot more of a comfortable number. So definitely if you are the kind of person who has more devices in their house, then IPVanish is the winner here with 10 simultaneous connections. Now log-wise, we can see both these VPN providers do have a zero logs policy, although PureVPN do actually keep some connection logs. So again, if I had a choice, I really don't want any VPN company having any kind of logs to do with me. So here again, I would rather have a zero logs policy, including no connection logs. Now the next one, we can see that PureVPN do offer a dedicated IP. So if you do want to do any kind of hosting, like you want to host your own website through a VPN connection, then we can see PureVPN offer that, but IPVanish don't. It's great to see that both these VPN providers do offer a kill switch, which means you can configure your VPN so a certain application can only run if the VPN is running. If that VPN terminates, then the application will also terminate. So it just means like if you are trying to ensure that a certain application will always go through a VPN, having a kill switch means if there's no VPN, then the application will not run. Now the last one to discuss here is probably one of the most important ones, is IPVanish do actually give you DNS leak protection, and this is probably one of the key things you have to understand when using any kind of VPN provider, because as we know with DNS queries, normally your device would go off to your ISP and say, give me the IP address of netflix.com or any kind of other website or service. Now when you use a VPN, those queries should go only to your VPN provider, because they should be able to answer or translate those queries for you, and it shouldn't be your ISP, because if it is your ISP, then once again they'll be able to see exactly what you're trying to connect to. So we can see with IPVanish they give you that protection to make sure all of your DNS queries will only go to IPVanish. Unfortunately, PureVPN don't have this feature. So overall, I think if you do factor in the speed test, the number of simultaneous connections, the DNS leak protection, and also the number of servers, I think for me personally, I would rather go for IPVanish over PureVPN. Now again, this is obviously totally up to you, but if you are thinking about signing up, there's actually a fantastic deal with IPVanish at the moment where if you do sign up for a year, you can get an entire year absolutely free. So you pay for 1 year, but you actually get 2. So if you do want to check that out, do have a look in the video description and see if it works out for you. If you don't want to do that, that's totally fine. No issues, no pushing, no sales, but do leave me a comment and let me know what you think about this comparison, and I'll hopefully catch up with you guys real soon. Thanks again for watching, guys. Oh, and if you're interested in a VPN, if you click on that link on the bottom left, you'll get a great 46% discount. If you are worried about your privacy and you want to stay safe online, I do recommend you check out a VPN. Thanks again, guys. See you on the next one.